Good morning, everyone. I am Abhyuday Pratap Singh from second year MBA Tech.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, and I am Yashna Nathwani from second year MBA Tech as well. And we welcome you all today on this sunny Saturday morning to an interesting session on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. Before we begin our chat with our guest for today, we now request our director, Dr. Akshay Malhotra, to address the gathering with a few words.
So hi, very good morning to all of you. Yes, it's a bright, sunny morning at Shirpur. And I think you're sitting in the library.
Yes, sir, exactly.
Normally, that would not be a significant event in itself, but what that shows is that our students are well and truly back on campus after many, many months. So I would say that itself is a big deal. Nice to see you back at home, right? It's your campus after all. And guys, today's event is significant in so many ways. Firstly, this initiative, Saturday 10 a.m. at NMIMS Shirpur. All of you might know the spirit behind this event. It is that while we do accept a lot of learning takes place in the classrooms, in the books, in the labs, practicals, tutorials, but I would say you gain a lot of knowledge that way. Wisdom comes from the real world, from your experiences. And while there are some experiences, some mistakes that you just have to make yourself in life, there's no substitute for that. That being said, there is a lot you gain from listening to other people who have been there, done that, learning from their journey. So that's been the spirit behind Saturday 10 a.m. when we began this journey, I think way back in March. And it's an event that is truly for the students, by the students, right? Due apologies to Abe Lincoln for that. But you guys choose the guests, you guys choose the topics, you ask them the questions, and Mr. Kailash, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us. We prepared for some hard questions. We don't vet the questions at all. It is all the students. It's all their show, right? And what I would like to say is last semester, you guys didn't even miss a single Saturday. It's such a big responsibility. That come what may, Saturday at 10 a.m. means there's something interesting that's going to be happening at Shirpur, guys. So I really would like to thank you, the entire student team for this, plus your faculty mentors. And just yesterday, I was just going through some analytics on, so this is being streamed live on YouTube too, right? Our primary audience is obviously going to be over here, but many of you, I think you find it hard to wake up at 10 a.m. or something, but we are getting a crazy amount of audience actually visiting us on our YouTube channel also. So far, we have had 17 talks. Today is the 18th. We have had close to 7,000 views on the YouTube channel. Again, it's a secondary medium. I was surprised to note around 30% of those views are coming from outside India. So that's what you guys are, up to. And we have generated people have seen us for over 600 hours. I think it's a mind-boggling figures. And I would say we are just starting. It's just the beginning of the journey. So I would like to wish you all the best for today's show. It's a topic that all of us are very much interested in. All of us have an opinion of, but I would say very few of us know anything about it. But of course, that's never stopped us from having an opinion about something these days. We are always very grateful to all our guests who take out the time, and we are very strict that it has to be at 10 a.m. So we are always very grateful to the guests for coming out, taking the time out and addressing our students, having a discussion with them. But today's guest, I'm even more thankful to Mr. Kailash, because from where he is sitting, it's 4:30 a.m. So, hats off to you, sir, 4:30 a.m. Saturday morning, but still you wanted to be with the students, and we really, really appreciate that. So thank you for making it to Saturday 10 a.m. Over to you guys, and I'm sure we're going to have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And the emphasis you put upon how real life experience is very important along with academics. And it is because of our faculty mentors and you that we could achieve what we did in the last semesters. And we will definitely try our best to raise the bar. So if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. A very famous quote by Warren Buffett, and something that our guest speaker for today lives by. I am so pleased to be with you today and to have the chance to introduce a guest speaker, Mr. Kailash Rawat, who is joining us straight from the UK, as our directors have said, to talk about crypto and blockchain. This is a subject in which we all are deeply interested because it's by knowing and avoiding financial mistakes that we can best ensure our financial future.
Mr. Rawat is a business manager, a cryptocurrency expert, and blockchain-based real estate investor, an expert independent offline and online retailer. He's also the author of a bestseller, Blockchain Technology, a property market game changer, published in August 2020. We humbly welcome you, sir, and hope to gain a lot of insight into the world of digital currency with you. I'll now welcome Mr. Kailash. How are you, sir?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Yasna. Good morning for that lovely introduction. Can you hear me loud and clear there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thanks, Abhyuday as well. And obviously, thank you very much, Akshay Malhotra, your director. I would like to say about this 10 a.m. Initiatives taken by all the students. I was really impressed, when Smita approached me and said, that's what they do. And when I look at the work you guys are doing, is not only you're building your own knowledge, but you're giving that and to everybody, the thousands of students around you. And we just got that the data from Akshay there, so it's really a great initiative, and that inspired me, even though I'm always up and early, because I think that is the time where you get the maximum your own time, where you can focus and rebuild your thoughts and plan. So it's not new for me to wake up slightly earlier, you can say, because I normally wake up at 5. but yeah, I'm really thankful for you all to inviting me today, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful introduction. So for starters, we would like to know exactly about what is crypto and blockchain in layman's language, since many of our audience present here today are very new to these terms.
Okay, so there's the crypto and blockchain. When we talk about these topics, it's normally they're not very common, not very well respected initially, because the people relate them to the counterfeit, fraud, and all those kind of words. But I want to mention here one thing. When we talk about something new, if we look at the humanity, and if we go back and see in the history, the human history, anything game changing is always basically criticized first. They've never been welcome. So I want to give you some example from the history. So when there's so many of them, but I'll just pick one or two, because obviously our time is valuable, and I know we want to cover a lot of things. So let's talk about when the electricity was invented. So you think that Edison was welcome and he was cherished by everybody, and no, he was basically criticized by people for almost 10 years. The people who was basically owning the coal mines, because the whole world was running on coal, so they were criticizing, that, hey, this guy Thomas Edison is, he's gonna kill the humanity. He's asking us to put the live wire in your house walls, and all those kind of things. Now, so obviously those accident happens initially because the technology wasn't in the first phase or second phase and developing and rebuilding. So it happens. But basically the people who create perceptions, media, and they put all these things and say, hey, look, this happened, and they highlight it. And then with FUD, we call it in crypto, because of that, the people will just think, oh man, it's not good, it's going to be bad for us. And that's what exactly happened with electricity, because the people and the industry, the electricity was disrupting. They were doing a negative perception there. Now you can see today where the electricity is, what we can do with electricity. And imagine if there's no electricity in the world, what's going to happen, right? That was the first phase. So this is the same thing happens over again and again in the human history. Now the same thing is happening with crypto and blockchain. Now the people who not sure about, but I categorize blockchain as one of the game changer in the same category, like where the electricity is, where the where the internet is, and what the internet brought it for us in years. And we interacting here at the moment is just because of internet, the advancement of computer science. And you all, most of you are, in your masters and your undergraduate, and you all know all these tech and the contribution of technology is human growth. And so this way is a lot of negativity about blockchain and crypto. So let me just share you a small figure here about why the blockchain, I think, is going to be the game changer. So if you look at the any industry, any sector, we basically have a lot of middlemen everywhere, right? So this whole middleman industry and the amount of fees we pay everywhere is in trillions of dollars. Yeah. So let's say when we talk about blockchain, so blockchain in the way is too technical for a layman to understand. And obviously any technology is too technical for laymen to understand. They all want something, they all want to know that how it's going to help them to improve their life. And in terms of blockchain, so blockchain is in a simple terms is a ledger, is a ledger. Like, for example, if I give you an example, of they and me, has an interaction happening, and I want to send some money to Abhiday, and obviously he said, oh, okay, Kailash, send me money on my account. And they said, okay, so give me your bank detail. You give me your bank detail, and I asked my bank that, hey, can you transfer me this money to Abhiday? So basically, there's a third party involved in banking. So so obviously, this whole interaction we can do together. Peer to peer. Me and Abhiday can do and interact on internet through blockchain-based systems. And now, where we don't need to pay an amount, to the bank. So, for example, if you see the data in UK, I'm not sure about India, but every individual in UK, they pay every year £600 as a fees, directly or indirectly. £600. It's a big amount. So that's millions and billions of dollars we pay to these middlemen companies. And it's not only in a finance sector; it's everywhere. If you buy a house, you have loads of middlemen there. You've got broker, you've got solicitor, you have the platform where you're looking the property. So there's a vast amount of fees everywhere, and we basically paying, and which is easier to do in so many ways. And it's not only the replacement of the fees in blockchain. The blockchain is basically solving a lot of problems for humanity, and obviously we can discuss this further, that how in what terms it's solving the problem.
So you just said that people don't usually trust crypto, but we can see that the prices for crypto is actually raising exponentially. And adding to this, we can also see that the price of cryptos actually fluctuates. So how should, and how is it possible that we can actually exchange it in with some commodity, let's say some commodity. So if I pay you something in crypto, like for example, we have I pay you some Bitcoin to buy 2 hamburgers, right? And you take that crypto. It is very much possible that you can't buy back 2 hamburgers with the same crypto, right? Because the prices are actually fluctuating. So how can we use it to for commodity exchange? And why, since the prices fluctuate a lot, how is it a very what do we call it, a stable buy? Why should we invest in it?
Okay, so basically, when the stability comes with the trust, because we all humans functions on emotions, right? That's pretty sure that. So obviously, when you look at the, let's take it in this way. So we go back in years and see how this medium of exchange used to work. The money is a medium of exchange, right? So it's say you buy something, you pay them something, yeah. So let's go back in the history and say how it used to work in centuries ago, where when there was no currencies created. So obviously people was swapping things. So if I have a lot of rice and you have a lot of spices, you say, hey, can you just give me a bit of spice and I'll give you rice. So that was kind of so if you see in technology and if you see the crypto, look at the crypto in the same angle, right? But we're involving a great technology here, which is obviously computer science. Okay, so everything is programmable computers. So when you talk about the crypto, is the same way that let's say you're swapping rice with something else. Okay, now you don't see basically there, because we keep bringing these obviously the convertible, or because we compare that with fiat currency all the time, because obviously we deal in fiat at the moment. Now everything we say, how much is a dollar value, how much is this? So let me first base this as well, as when people say cryptocurrencies, yeah, they basically relate it straight to the money. So for me, it's just let me clear this: the crypto and blockchain and Bitcoin. So the first we need to cover that, why that been created. So in 2008, when there's a financial crisis happened, maybe some of you were not there, but we've seen that. And I'm not saying I'm too old, but yes, I was working for a company on that time, and I've seen that. So basically they created a group of people. It's not known, it was a group of people and an individual, but it was Satoshi Nakamoto. He When he see that in 2008 the financial crisis was happening and the people was losing all their assets, their wealth, their companies, just because one bank in America pay a lot of debt to the people, a lot of money and as a loan to the people. So, and it's because obviously the USA is a flagship economy, so it basically trickled down everywhere around the world, and everywhere it was a crisis. So they thought that why what is the reason that things depreciated, what is the reason why the currency drops in value, right? So if you see a blockchain, and I would love everybody who's present here, maybe some of them is already know more about it. So just read about how this whole monetary system works, and you will be amazed to see that in human history has never been seen um, such a monetary system. So it's never devalued. So if you see the price of blockchain, everybody say, hey, it's too fluctuating and it's too volatile. It is, because volatility comes with the users. So when the users grow, the things get stable. And we are in the I can't say that it's still it still is in a growing phase. You can say that the blockchain based industry especially the crypto is in teen at the moment. They're like, maybe you can say it's 13-year-old, so it's still growing, right? So fluctuality will be there, the volatility will be there, because there's a less users at the moment, and the most of the people who invest, around 80% of the people, their only motto is just to take the profit out, and it should be, because that is the ultimate goal there, that they want to make money through this. But crypto and a lot of currencies, a lot of that maybe there's over 7,000, and everybody think that why we need those currencies. So if you look at this, these are not the currency, they are the startup projects, right? They all are working on those a particular problem to solve it. So obviously your original question was that how that stability come in the market, and that will only come with you can see that a lot of financial the institutions are coming in, a lot of venture capitalists are coming in, a lot of hedge fund managers are suggesting their investors to invest in crypto. And it will take a little bit of time, but yes, volatility is there. But if you see an overall progress, imagine 2012 it was $10. Now today we're trading around 40,000 pounds. So it's never been happened. It's never seen that the exponential growth in any asset class in the human history. the gold is in last 10 years is growing by around, I think, is around 38%, if I'm not wrong. And look at the blockchain, look at the Bitcoin is over 15,000%. So this is amazing. Is it?
So
That's
yeah,
the one I covered. It is that one you asked? Yeah.
yeah. So the concept of physical money has been there for centuries, and like you said, that this is the first time in history that we have such a monetary system. So I would like to ask: is there an actual need for digital transformation or migration to blockchain, NFT, cryptos, and all of these new flashy terms? Is
Uh,
there an actual need?
so as I said to you that that everything is happening in human history. The technological change is just to do things better for humanity, right? They're given a solution, and I'll give you an example. In a recent pandemic, because I'm based in UK, and a large age group here is over 65, because obviously the average age in UK is 85 plus, around that way. So we have a big population in that category above 65. So when you talk about above 65 people, they are always run away with technology. They're not very comfortable. Obviously a new generation is all about tech, and they like to use these gadgets. But so it's because I'm in retail, I'm a retailer as well. Obviously I have involvement in my retail business as well. So when we had like a customer survey about so during pandemic, before that, it was they were not very hesitant to use their credit card. They were not even carrying the credit card. Say, oh no, it's too scary. We really like the cash, and it doesn't suits us, and I don't want to get into that. Now, when pandemic happened, there was a limited access to the cash. There was cash points was empty. The banks was not open. So these people has to use forcefully the card, because there was no other option. They have to learn it, right? So after that, I mean, it was the change in their mindset was completely, you can say, um, a 180 degree. Like when you ask them, you say no, the cash, why we were not using it before. Now my point here is that because something, when you don't know about, you always run away with it. So when you learn about it, you feel more comfortable, and then you think, hey, this technology was actually, should I be use it before? So that's more about adaptability. Now when you talk about these technology which we're using it, so we're not going to go back, start using like something like for music, a CD, because that's the past, right? So this is the progress of technology. Now you see that obviously a lot of money is being on the digitalized now. So nobody, if you see the whole currency in the world, if you, let's say, if the government of India has to pay somebody the whole amount which they have in digits, even that cash is not available. So the cash is actually not physically there. It's all in digits now, right? So when you talk about obviously what is the need of digital money, is because you can see that the technological transformation is that, that is the next step for human growth. And we can see that by inclusions of virtual reality and augmented reality and all those terms you're using. So that is obviously the human growth is in J curve, we always say it. So it always goes upwards, and we use that term J curve. So that is the part of it. All these terms, blockchain and NFT and AI, artificial intelligence, and you see how they're changing the world at the moment. So the use of artificial intelligence at the moment is amazingly surprising everywhere in every sector.
So like you said, that all of this cryptocurrency is right now in its intermediate stages, and there's not a lot of user base. But then there are countries like El Salvador that are promoting bitcoins and cryptocurrency, and then there are countries like India, which is like there's talks of banning it. So what do you think is the scenario of crypto in India and its future here?
Right. Okay. So I know there's a lot of talk about banning and everything, but see the scenario of crypto in India in terms of blockchain and what benefit it can bring the first, because if you need if you want to see the benefits, especially the country like India. Let's take an example of supply chain management in India. So so the supply chain management industry in India, because it's a huge market, and this market is basically the whole world is looking at that market in terms of investing and seeing a lot of changes, and India has to play a very important role in world economy. So uh, so the growth at the moment in supply chain management in the data of 2020 is $307 billion. So that is the size of the supply chain management in India. Now, the one of the shocking figure is that the products, it's another problems for the world, and this market is even slightly smaller than Indian economy in the world, is $2.3 trillion. So the counterfeiting, you can probably you see a lot of news floating around that the duplicate products are in the market. And so what I'm trying to say here is the counterfeiting is the biggest problem of India, because India is a hub, for example, for health sector, is one of the biggest producer of the pharmaceutical and drugs, right? So India is the biggest exporter of vaccines, and the generic drugs. Now, you'll be amazed to see that the counterfeiting cases in India is rose by almost 25% in 2019. Now, that is a big problem for India. And in terms of the whole counterfeiting drug market, 35% of counterfeiting drugs produced, and that's the WHO report, that it's in India, 35%. So that is a big opportunity for India to involve blockchain, because there's a lot of project in the world. So if we were talking about a lot of crypto. So one crypto I want to mention here is called Solve. So they're basically working on making the health system around the world very effective. So all including supply chain and the mismanagement in health sector, recent problems in India during the COVID, where the people were selling these oxygen cylinders for well, thousands of rupees, and taking benefit of the people who don't have. So this all problem is going to solve for India, the counterfeiting involving blockchain, and creating a system where suppliers and manufacturers, and they're all interconnected. So there was no scope of doing any kind of naughty things there. So that is one thing, it's really, I'm just giving you an example in one sector.
Okay, so following this, there have been talks about regulating crypto in India. There's a bill which is lined up in the winter session of the Parliament of India. So do you think that crypto should be regulated? And secondly, adding to this, there have been talk about RBI's own digital currency. So do you see this, the regulation on the crypto, as a connection to RBI launching its own indigenous digital currency?
So the first thing is about regulating crypto, right? Okay, so any asset class in the world, either it's a real estate, or it is a bond, it's equity market, everything is regulated, and you need regulations, because obviously regulations bring trust, because then so it's put it in this way. There was a lot of news in India that, hey, crypto is banning, and people were selling their portfolios in crypto. Now there was basically, as the rumor spread it, because it said that they're not banning, they're just regulating. So this is one term that people should keep in mind, that the regulations, bringing regulations is different and banning is different. So So yes, and any asset class is regulated. So if crypto has been regulated, there's even more welcome, because the more people will come in that, because they have a clear view and they can see from the legal perspective that, because there's a lot of talk that is it legal, is illegal, or those kind of talks in everywhere in a layman. So they can basically bring that trust in the people's mind, and then more people will come in the crypto. And yes, obviously, then you see that when something good comes, there's always bad comes as well. So there's a lot of illegal things are happening as well. It's not everything is good in crypto, because there are a lot of Rawans, we call it. When the Rams are there, the Ravans are there as well, isn't it? So they bring. So imagine you see your own. You can Aviday can create your own currency, right? You can pump it, and you can make it good, and you can just list in a lot of lower exchanges, and just try to fool people, and you can do it. And you can run away with the money. So those kind of private currencies that government is saying they're going to ban it, but the public currency, they have to basically to clear that what is public and what is private. But yes, like big cryptocurrencies which is established, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, all these top currencies, they are public and there should not be any problem. But yes, we will have a very clear picture that what is the government point of view about it. Bringing RBI currency is, look, if you see around the world, because blockchain based system can take away a lot of rights from the governments, and because they are like open ledger, and they're peer to peer, and obviously this is the one thing that government is always worried everywhere, that I mean, it's nobody know what's going to happen, how it's going to work. But we're talking about decentralization of the world. The decentralization is a word which is going to make a power, which is going to give a power to everybody. So imagine the country like India, where the differences between the society is too big. The poor is super poor and rich is super rich. So we need a system which is more transparent, and I think blockchain based system can bring that. Having obviously it will be regulated currency again, and government will have a lot of say in it. So I look at the blockchain and Bitcoin especially as a as a asset, and then like, you can say it's like a gold. So a store of value, you can say that. So just put it in this way, that if you buy a block Bitcoin, is like a store of value. So uh, you can still use a currency for day to day, buying your tea, coffee, and your grocery, but store of value is there. So yes, it will work, but they will be regulated, and it will be a lot of say by government on that, definitely.
So the idea of owning something that is not present in the physical form seems so absurd to a lot of people, and I would like to go. I would like to say that only 1% of the population understands cryptocurrency, and on top of that, there's non-fungible tokens now and metaverse. So what is all that about?
Right. Okay. Yeah. So we're hearing a lot about NFTs and DeFi and these days. Yeah. So I will just, I mean, in a very, I mean, say it's a very easy way. If you say, fungible means the replaceable, and non-fungible is non-replaceable. So something you cannot replace is non-fungible. Now, for example, if I buy this shirt, and obviously online retailer, I went there, there's similar shirt, thousands, I pick one, it's okay, it didn't fit me, I send it back, they send me exactly the same size. That is fungible. But after some time, the same shirt I wear in my friend's wedding, it's to say I was wearing this shirt and my that. So it brings a lot of value to me there. Yes. So my emotions are attached. Or the same shirt is given by my mom. It's non-fungible in my case. So basically, if you see these terms in terms of crypto, is that and then we say the token is, which is a value, right? So something that represent the ownership in a digital world for a unique asset in blockchain, is called NFT. So it can be a collectible, it can be a lot of things. It can be the ticket for a music concert, it can be NFT. It can be a tweet, like Jack Dorsey from Twitter has sold his first tweet for under 3 million, US dollar. So that is there are a lot of NFTs, a lot of clips from NBA in basketball. They're selling for hundreds and thousands of pounds at the moment. An Indian guy based in Singapore, he bought a little, this a music. It's not like, sorry, an art clip for almost 63 million. So as I said, that is the value. So the value people create for something. Something is not common. Something is like gold. Gold is not common. So that's why having higher value as compared to other metals. It's all about our perception. So we create it. So same like tea. You can make tea at home in 10p, or maybe in less than 1 rupees. When you buy from Starbucks, you pay 200 rupees. Same thing, so it's all about value. So for me is, yes, if you talk about in future, there's a lot of use of NFT in terms of, because we are talking about virtual realities and how our virtually our avatars is going to be in the virtual world. And maybe I can attend Yasna's birthday, even I'm in UK, I can come virtually to your party there. This is all in future. It's all in work in progress. Same thing is with the DeFi, decentralized finance. Now we take, we use a lot of banking system in the world. We go to bank, and to buy a house, we need a loan. They say, hey, what's your credit history? How much you earn? What you owe? Yeah, these are the bases. Decentralized finance is the same thing. The lending, borrowing, using all these, all these characteristics of banking, like lending, banking, borrowing. So we're going to do in a decentralized system where the smart contract, self implicable contract is going to be there, computer-based programs, and they're going to obviously on that basis you can do on the blockchain-based systems, same banking thing. So that is DeFi in a layman word, decentralized finance.
Yeah, you just talk about building future through technology. So do you think that crypto has the potential to being the currency of tomorrow? And if yes, then why? And if not, then why not?
See, the medium exchange is, you can do it with when you see Bitcoin. So imagine I can send you a Bitcoin of like 2 rupees. Yeah, even though it has a high value, it is like 40,000 pound, or I don't know, 40 lakhs rupees in India. Yeah, but still you can do a very small transaction. Is that the only problem using Bitcoin as a currency, is that it can't bear those transactions, because it can't bear the kind of transaction will have, like Visa is doing millions of transactions in 1 second. Cannot do that. Yeah, so the medium exchange will be not, maybe in the future any other currencies, which is not set, because as I said, it's still growing, so we cannot say that it'll be a medium exchange. But yes, I'm sure that Bitcoin will be a gold. You can use it as an asset, you can keep it, and you can secure your financial future.
Yeah. Okay. So some of my friends, even one of my roommate, he actually invests in Bitcoin and in crypto. And a lot of us actually want to invest, but since there is a lot of traction in the market, uh, this one question which comes to the mind whenever you want to start about is that how do you identify, or how do you study a particular crypto? How do you decide whether it's worth it or not, or will it grow with time, or will it not, or is it just all a big bluff? Like taking chances.
Okay, so So see, if you see the crypto market is so confusing for a layman. You see there and you see all those digits and thousands of new terms and new currencies are adding on, and you say, oh my God, what to do? And then obviously you go in that FOMO, a fear of missing out. Yeah, if or maybe this go. So see, I always say that if you're a new, always play safe. Go with a high, cap cryptocurrencies, because they bring a more reliability. But the one thing you can do is a fundamental analysis. Yeah, fundamental analysis is the one thing which you can do, and there are certain point you can study first about that particular project. So you say, okay, what is the tokenomics of that? So tokenomics means that if something is less, there's more chances they'll grow faster and bigger. So Bitcoin is only 21 million. So obviously the more you have it, there's a chance that you will accumulate more money. But if you buy something which is a lower cap, if you buy Shiba Inu coin, for example, maybe you heard about a lot about these meme coins, yeah. So this you can buy for $10, maybe 1 million. So even though they have circulation trillions, so that is one thing you have to look at. What is the circulation? The second is you have to look at that, what these projects bring to the humanity, what problem they're solving. If they're solving a problem which is too big, yes, they're going to be they have a chances that they will go bigger. Yeah. The third thing you can say is, okay, what is the team behind it? Right? So if you see some few unknown people that just started something, there's no background, then there's less chances that that will be successful. So if you can see a lot of people from Google, Microsoft, and Intel, and all these companies are working in those projects. Ex Google person, there's more chances that there's a great minds are working. There's a possibility. So all these are the basic fundamental analysis you can see, and obviously you can see that what is their trading, what's their market cap, how much is their one night trade, go on that, and 24-hour trading patterns, what are these? A lot of people are buying, selling, all those bases, you can see, and do it more research, because don't do anything if somebody is next door neighbor saying to you about something. Do your own research and put the money which you think you afford to lose. I always say that to everybody. Don't go and take a personal loan and put it in the crypto. That is the worst mistake to do. Yeah, because, and don't listen to people's experience, because when you say probably you heard that term's called buy low and sell high. Yeah. So so don't say, a lot of people bought the crypto when it was 40,000 pound, and then it drops to 25, and they say, oh, and then these people create negativity, because obviously that there is always the FUD. They're going to say, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. So they sell it, and then they bring that negativity, and then it gone to 64. So if you have waited, so it depends on what is your strategy. And I think for the layman, for the new person, is holding is the best strategy. You hold it, and don't do that day trader. Oh, it's gone 10 pound up or 20 pound, let's sell it, because you're going to lose a lot of money, because in those transactions and moving money around from one wallet to another exchange, you're going to lose a lot of money. So just keep that faith there, and just wait, right? Study a bit of market, the flow of the market, and if it drops, don't get upset. Wait and watch. It will go ultimately up.
So if I'm correct, there are two ways to buy. Like, there's a way to buy cryptocurrency using real money, and then there's a way to mine it, of course. But then environmentalists say that mining takes up a lot of energy, and it releases a lot of heat also, and that is not really good for the environment. What are your takes on that?
See, I was saying that to you, that all the people, they bring that negativity when they're getting disrupted by something. So see, I'll say that yes, there was an issue initially, but now they're using they're using a renewable energy for that now. So around 80% of mining in Bitcoin is happening on that. Yes, still there is around 20%, but it's not the exact figure, but yeah, that's an approximate here and there. But see, as I said, the industry is growing, and they bring the new technology, new way of mining. You know, there's a different things are adding every day. So the people who are in crypto, they're working on these issues. But yes, I think there's a lot of hype and a lot of negative news has been spread about that. Look, there's so many bad things in happening in the environment at the moment. So we have to focus on that. We're doing a lot of bad things ourselves in a normal way anyway. So you can't put everything on a crypto is happening because of crypto. No, I don't think so yet. But yes, there is a lot of things needs to be done still, but they're working on it. Yes.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions in the chat box. One of them says that this is from Hardik. He asked that what is the significance of buying an NFT in the form of a tweet or a music tape, given that these are easily accessible irrespective of ownership?
So see, it's in the future. See, we're talking all about future, yeah. So we work on present to build a great future, and that's what it's all about, NFT. So let's say the pricing is saying so. So in future, but I'll just take it a bit further. So there can be a question comes that, oh, these multi-billionaires like Elon Musk, why is buying Bitcoin for, right? So in my case, is what's happening is because in the future, see the whole world, every country is printing those currencies like nothing. And in United States of America printed 625 billions worth of currency just in 2021. Now, why I'm giving you the example is in the future, banks need something to value the currencies. And obviously Bitcoin, the people who own more Bitcoin, they will lend to the banks, and bank will give the money to the people, you know, the loans and everything, just backing that money, and they'll get a percentage of it, right? So bank will take, let's say the 10% is interest, and bank will take 5, and the 5 they'll give it to Elon Musk, just an example. So the same thing with these tweets and everything. So in the future, obviously, you will have, if you want to use that tweet somewhere, you have to give a little bit of money to the guy who owns it. So it's basically this whole system of blockchain is benefiting both users and receivers. So Facebook at the moment is only Facebook will get benefit from it, and the people who promote it on the Facebook. The users like you and me who spend an hour there, we don't get anything, right? So in the blockchain based system, if you're using a social media as a user, you have a benefit. You're going to get something in return, so you can use that, you know, those coins or whatever we call tokens to buy something from a grocery market. The same will go for NFT as well. If you own something on the blockchain based system, any NFT, you can rent it, people will use it. That's why, you know, you need to be very careful what you're buying. Again, everything won't be gold, and that is the risk there. So that's what, if you don't know anything about it, don't take the risk. Read it first, just make sure you know more about it and then do it. Don't say that, hey, OpenSea is selling this, let's buy it. You know, go and study, and if you understand it, then buy it.
So we have another question from the chat. The very purpose of crypto was to make currency free from the control of government, to make it decentralized. But financial institutions are now going ahead and regulating it. And won't that compromise this very idea?
See, as I see, that's, I mean, it says that why they're regulating it, or what's the, can you just repeat the question again? Sorry.
So the very idea of crypto was to make it free from the government and to make it decentralized, but now the financial institutions are now going ahead and regulating it. So it is not decentralized anymore, right? It is compromising this very idea.
See, the crypto is, as I said, is a transition phase. So there's nothing decentralized. So all our exchanges, like in India, you're using WazirX or CoinDX, or we use here is crypto.com, Coinbase, Binance. They all are centralized exchanges. We pay so nothing is decentralized yet, right? So, you know, when the two technologies come together, they have to go together for certain time. Yeah, it happens in every time. Both, so at the moment is both centralized and decentralized. Both, you know, they're going together, both technology, and then they're going to parts away in future. So I don't know when, but that's going to happen. So obviously at the moment, crypto needs to be regulated, because obviously there needs a lot of clarity in the people's mind to streamline it, or bringing more people and bring that confidence in the common people. And then after that, once people get used to it, then obviously it will part away, as it's always happened in in other technologies. So it will happen, yes. um Government control is, we don't like it in some places, we like in some places, and that's the way it is. We need to take it, and we have to respect the regulations, because obviously there's a lot of bad people as well. So just to take them away, we need that regulations.
Okay, so moving on, there's one another question from Aditya Vardhan. He asked that, sir, I have personally been investing in NFTs and ETH, but my main question is how to actually verify an NFT when you are purchasing it from an individual vendor.
See, see, what I say to you is that when you open a bank account, you don't go to anybody that like private bank, like XYZ bank. You always look for the State Bank of India, which is, you think, is reputed, or any international bank, HSBC or Santander or whatever. So in the same way, when you're going to buy something, don't go and anyone on the street, they say, I started this, and just click on this link. These all are fraudulent. They all are doing fraud. So don't go on those links which somebody is sharing with you. Yeah, you need to be careful. You can buy in the good places like OpenSea, and I know there's some of the NFTs are very expensive, and which is out of reach, and that's what the people create value for those products. We create value for them. We want to pay them more about for that particular NFT or product. So but what I say is, just go on reliable platforms to buy. Don't buy from anywhere.
So we would love to know more about you and your real estate journey so far.
Okay, so real estate is basically, as I said, I was a retailer. See, one thing I want to say here to everybody, your mindset is so important. There's a lot of young people are listening here, and your goals and objectives are important. So when you set your goals, the too easy, you achieve them right easily. So you need to, the Mark Twain says, the greater danger for all of us is that we don't set our goals too high and fail to achieve them, but we set them too low and easily get them. So because as an individual, I always think that our mindset is an important. As we build our muscles doing exercise, we need to do the mental exercise as well. The mental exercise is so important. And the inner what do you call that, the inner mechanism, how you set it up. So how I'm relating to with real estate is that we always think that real estate is one thing which is a very secure and which can make you wealthy, because around, you can say, 65% of multimillionaires in the world, they all own real estate, right? So it's everybody's charm to having real estate. Now real estate in UK is slightly different than in India, and UK real estate is more organized, and there's a lot of layers in this. So I used to invest in a layer called, if you heard about serviced accommodations. Service accommodation is, probably you heard about Airbnb and Booking.com. They are the biggest, like, middlemen again, which I don't like them anymore. I hate all the middlemen like these now, because obviously we need peer to peer. So I was doing service accommodations. I was having some apartment and we were renting them on nightly basis. But then pandemic happened and it's all dipped down, and we have to close our company, because obviously we cannot survive it, because everything, travel was stopped, tourism industry was shut. So then I just try, when I come across to the blockchain, I heard about, and then my mind straight go to what I can do in real estate. So a lot of things can happen in real estate, and I mean, I think Yasna, you mentioned about one of my ebook which I wrote it about the blockchain and how it can benefit and bring the changes in real estate. So obviously I gone through that, and I thought we can do a lot in real estate here, and then we're working on that at the moment, through our own project, and what we can do differently for the real estate. And yeah, that's it is at the moment in real estate for me, that we're working on to bring a mechanism and a setup that how we can introduce blockchain in real estate, and how we can buy and sell properties without any middlemen.
Okay, moving on. There's this one very interesting question in the chat box. This is from Praveen. He asked that, sir, regulation, as you said, is the key to build more confidence for cryptos. Just to understand it further, how do we ensure that control over the amount of cryptos churning out? For instance, the control over physical currency printing is linked to amount of gold we have in store.
Okay, so there's no relation now, the gold backing up the currencies anymore, because in 1975 it's been removed. So there's no gold backing currencies in the world at the moment. So if anybody needs more currency, they just keep printing. So you see, the confidence and regulating crypto side for me was is more about removing the bad actors from crypto. That's going to definitely do that. And the people, you've seen all those adverts on YouTube where you can see Jeff Bezos is selling his Amazon coin. It's foolish. And a lot of people who don't know anything about crypto, they'll just click those links and lose their money. So we need definitely regulations to control those. See, it's very hard to say that how the government is gonna take it. We have to wait for those regulations which the government is bringing, and then only we can say more about it. But as we say in UK, we don't have any problems. We know, because the tax system is quite good. I can show to the government that what crypto I own through my accountant, and they have a system. But yes, in India probably we need more regulations, because the still government is looking at how people can pay taxes in a proper way, which that tax system needs to be more advanced in that way as compared to developed countries. But yes, regulations is needed to remove the bad actors.
So real estate or digital assets, which is better, which is a better investment in today's days for like young investors like us?
See, if you're buying real estate through the bank is bad, because bank has their own future is not clear, because the amount of money is being printed in that way. So there's an inflation around the corner. There's what do you say, the crisis around the corner. Probably you all are hearing about it. In real estate, the crisis comes 6 or 8 months later. So at the moment, the real estate is booming because the bank is providing a lot of lower rates of lending. They say, hey, just take a loan, we'll only take less than 1%. And that process, because people was saving a lot of money because of the pandemic, they were not going out. So they have a money, they're investing it. But for me, is if you're lending, if you're buying in cash, yes, it's good. If you're taking a loan for 20 years, is bad, bad idea. So I'll definitely sensible investment is digital currency is good. Sensible, yeah.
Okay, so as the old saying goes that all good things must come to an end, and this is never ranked lower than in making closing speeches. With this, let's conclude this wonderful session. Community and interacting with our students. Learned a lot because since I'm very new to crypto and Bitcoin, and I guess a lot of my friends who are attending right now through the same process. So thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you everyone for attending, and I hope this little session can bring and add value to them. I would say to everybody who's here, just value your time, because time is so important, and respect the time, because we normally sometimes don't respect our time. We are ready for everything, we are ready to any call to pick up any time. We are ready to waste our time basically. So more you use your time in the right way, put your energy in the right direction, and don't think and listen too much of negativity, because negative things bring negativity in our life. Be positive and be happy. And if you want to connect with me for more interaction, there's probably some links there, and you can ask me more questions. I'm always here to help, and I love to see people growing and going in the right direction. So yeah, thank you very much for having me today.
Thanks a lot, sir. I too learned a lot from you today. And we would like to extend our gratitude to Dr. Akshay Malhotra, our faculty members, Dr. Smita Bonje, and Herschel Kotwal, sir, for their constant support and guidance. Lastly, we would like to extend warm thanks to all of the participants of today's session. Thank you for giving us the company and making this a huge success. To find this whole session, you can find it on YouTube on Saturday at the rate, Saturday 10 a.m. at the rate NMIMS paper, and on Instagram as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.